guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. Today we are going to be doing more gel nails. As always, I just want to preface this with safety. If you're going to do gel nails, please make sure that you don't touch uncured gel with your skin, and also do adequate research into ingredients, lamp compatibility, etc. before you start so that we can all stay safe. Now, whilst I start with the preparation, this set is going to be peach fuzz nails, and the main inspiration for these nails is the Mayo Peach collection. Here is my mood board that I'm using. You can see a lot of magnetic, a lot of 3D and bubble elements as well, because these are the areas that I wanted to experiment a lot with for this set. I'm going to be using these tips here, which are longer tips that I've cut down slightly using the magnetic cutter technique. And as always with the prep, we will attach them all and then file down any unevenness in any of the tips. Because I've hand cut them, I just want to make sure that I file down any imperfections or unevenness after cutting, and then also measuring each nail side by side just to make sure that they all match up. And then we can go in with gel cleanser as always, just to wipe off any of the filing residue. Also make sure to go underneath just so that you can capture as much as possible. And here we get into the fun part, the colors. So I'm going to be using a variety of orangey peach shades and this peach fuzz topper from the Mayo Peach Peach collection, which to be honest is why I made these nails, because I just really wanted to use this topper, okay? And then to begin with, I'm just going to be painting all of my base coats. I will do 2 coats of each, usually curing for 60 seconds in between each coat. And because I'm also going in with a magnetic gel, I'm going to be layering this on 2 coats. So I'm just going to move all the pearls away, flash cure that just so the pearls don't move, and then we can put it in our big lamp for 40-60 seconds and then go in with our second coat. And I'm just moving all of the pearls here into the middle, and just seriously look at this, so pretty. Oh my gosh, the Fiote Beam gel, it's gorgeous, so shiny. And then we can go in with our second coats. The base on this set is pretty simple, to be honest. I'm not doing too much variety other than these Aurora nails, Aurora ombre nails. I'm just going to dot some of the peach color onto the center and then use my stippling brush just to stipple this out. This color is pretty opaque, so it's a lot easier to build this up rather than it being a super syrupy gel. And then I will flash cure the first layer for 20 seconds and then go in with my second blob just to add a little bit more definition into the middle. I flash cured that for another 20 seconds and then go in with my fan brush and the same Fiote magnetic gel because I want to add a French magnetic tip onto the end. This doesn't need to be super precise when you actually paint it on, because we're going to fan it out and it's going to be magnetic anyway, right? So you just need to do a rough half moon shape, fan it out, and then we can go in with the pearls. I did originally want to make this the half moon, like French tip shape, but my pearls were not, I was trying and it was not working. I think because I should really have pulled the magnet out of its case. So I'll just go in, paint the pearls down again to reset them, and then fan it out just to make sure that it's not super obvious. And then go in with my magnet again. I just decided with this that I'm going to move the pearls just generally to the edge, and here is what it looks like. I like it overall. I think it looks really, really pretty, and it matches the set a lot more than maybe if I'd actually done the half moon shape. I'm going to replicate a similar technique for some of the other nails in this set, so this is what this speed time lapse is, just because I really wanted to bring more unity across the set, but I didn't want it to be super harsh. And here is what my set looks like in terms of the bases once they've all been completed. And now we move on to the fun part, which is adding the peach fuzz topper. I am just going to add this in little details on some of the nails just to bring, you know, more uniform, more harmony together across the set. I really love this topper. It's pretty subtle, but in a nice way, because for me personally, I'm not that big of a fan of red. So I actually really appreciate how this topper has been made. And of course, would it be me if I wasn't using flakes? No, it wouldn't. So I'm adding flakes to some of the nails as well. I tried to pick the flakes that were peach and blue shift, you know, to have that orangey blue feeling. So I'm just gonna be adding this on some nails using top coat to attach them all. And then of course, as always, I will cure this for 30 seconds. And now we move on to the fun part, which is actually doing some art. I always like to, when I'm going to draw something, just draft it on my pad first before I go on with the nail, and then I will start painting this. I am going to be drawing a 3D peach, making a 3D peach, so I'm just drawing the base coat first. I'm going to do a really rough heart, like an uneven heart shape, and then I'm going to flash cure that for 10 to 20 seconds, and then I'm going to build up my layers. So you can see here, I'm adding some more depth to the outlines and what would kind of make your peach shape. And then I'll flash cure that for another 20 seconds. And then I'm gonna go in with that heavy metal painting gel from Icegel. I always forget the name of this, but it's just a very, very good silver gel. Now to add the 3D, I'm going to go in with the zigzag gel from Jello Jello, just to draw on some rough lines of gel, because we can always refine this with our liner brush. I'm just refining this to the edges just to really perfect it. This gel has a really nice consistency, and because I didn't add enough initially, I'm just going in and adding a little bit more with using my liner brush. This is a really good technique so you don't potentially mess up the gel that you already have on your nail by trying to apply it directly. And then after flash curing that, I'm adding some of the peach fuzz topper, and this is what this looks like. I'm replicating a similar design on the other hand, but this time I'm going to be drawing 3 mini peaches on this magnetic background. I actually really love how this came out, because I think the opaque contrast against the pearls on the background make it stand out so much. I really like it, and I'd love to replicate a similar sort of design in future for some other sets as well. And here is what this nail looks like completed. And yeah, we can just appreciate all the pearls, all the shimmer again. And here's my set so far. As you may be able to tell, there are 2 other completed nails here. I didn't like how they turned out, so I'm redoing them. I had a vision where I wanted to do bubble on top of flake, but it wasn't working out on the opaque peach background, so I'm going in with one of the more jelly colors from the set and using Aurora film, and then I'm going to apply this using Jim Bee's Fix Gel. And just apply your film. These are pre-cut films that I'm adding, and I'm using the peach blue shift again because I really just wanted to keep this unity across the set in terms of the colorway. Just make sure that you refine this out so that you have hopefully a pretty straight line when you come to shining it against the light. If that makes sense, you don't want your gleam that comes off it to be on a diagonal. You want it to be horizontal if possible. And then you can also fill in any of the gaps around the side just with more gel before you flash cure. And then this is the fun part where we're going to go in with the Air Pop Gel from Icegel, which is specifically made to create bubbles. I'm adding a pretty generous amount of this to the nail because you want enough there for you to be able to create air pockets in it. So yeah, just adding this, and then we can really quickly flash cure this for like 3 to 4 seconds in this swirly motion, because that somewhat cures the top layer so that you can start playing around with it. And this is what I'm doing here. This was a lot of trial and error and experimentation, just trying to add in air bubbles. I think looking back, I probably didn't cure it enough. Maybe I should have cured it for like 1 second longer. But it's fine, we made it work. And then I'm going to flash cure this once I'm happy with my design of my bubbles inside. And then you really want to refine the shape out and fill in any gaps by adding in another layer of ice gel over the top of all of it, just to, you know, smoothen everything out. Then we can cure that, and here is what the nail looks like. I think these bubbles came out so well for a first attempt using this gel. I was also debating doing 2 on the second nail, not just 1 strip, but I figured it's probably not going to look good, so I'm just going to repeat the same process for the second nail. This nail didn't turn out as well. I was playing around with the bubbles so much, and I just think I wasn't able to build a big bubble into it. I know people generally use the needle syringe technique where you kind of puncture it with a needle and then introduce air. I don't have needles or syringes yet, so I will get some so that I can try that next time. But for now, I think these nails turned out really cool. I also just wanted to add some bubbles onto one of the French tip thumbs as well. To be honest, you don't really see the bubbles that much against the magnetic pearls, which is fine. They're there, they're subtle, they're there, and they're cute, but maybe not the most effective, but you know, it's cute, it's all good, it's all good. And here is what this kind of looks like. And because I'm not over my big bulky charm phase yet, I'm going to be adding a bulky charm to one of the nails. Using the same fixed gel, I'm adding some fixed gel to the nail and then also dipping the charm in, and then we can attach it. This is a heart shape, and it's the same white, blue, kind of yellowy peach translucent color. I think this is so pretty, oh my gosh. It's definitely more of a filler nail for the set in terms of it's pretty simple to do, but I think it's also pretty effective. It fits the set pretty well. I did originally want to add a second heart to the bottom. This one, she was too bulky when I added her, so we're going in with a smaller translucent one instead. We can just flash curl that again, and here is what this nail looks like. Simple but cute. I'm just gonna be adding a lot more charms and gems to some of the other nails. One other thing that I will mention as well is if you're going to be adding charms and gems to your sets, these needle point tweezers, these long, really fine tweezers are so good for it. Oh my gosh, they are the best tweezers ever. Highly recommend. And then for this final nail, I was thinking of adding one of these bulky charms again, but when I added it, it just overloaded this pinky nail too much. So I went in and replaced it with a very tiny butterfly charm as well. I'm just gonna finish off adding some of the more charms and flash curing, and we are done. Now it's time to do some 3D swirls. So I'm going to be top coating this nail because you always want to think of your 3D as your finishing touch to your nail. It goes on over the top of your final top coat. Just make sure that you are using a non-wipe 3D gel, please. And then I'll just go in, make some blobs on my brush, try and drag it out. I'm still perfecting this technique, so I do not feel like I am qualified yet to help and share my knowledge, but I'm really just going in and drawing. If I dislike how a streak has come out, I will wipe it off and redo it. That is the beauty of flash curing after you do each one as well, so that then if there is one that you mess up on, you can just quickly wipe that one off and redo it until you're happy with it. And I think I kind of got the hang of it. This nail, I didn't intend for it to look like this exactly, but I think I like the outcome of it. One of the trends that's been going around quite recently is more of a pillowy effect to your nails. And I think this unintentionally gives that vibe. So I actually really like the outcome of this. I'm just going to do some similar designs on the pinky nail of the other hand as well. This is what this looks like. Now we can go in and just add some details with the heavy liner gel from Icegel again. I wanted to draw a peach shape, but I didn't want it to be super refined in terms of the lines, and I also didn't want it to be solid. So I decided to experiment with this jaggedy dotting technique. I'm just doing this from my brain and experimenting with it, but I actually really like the outcome of it. So I think I might actually bring this technique into other sets that I do in future. And I think it also really helps because the heavy liner gel from Icegel is a thick consistency, but it's not too thick, so you can kind of drag it as you go. And this is how it came out. I also decided to freehand some more peaches on this pinky finger because I thought it just looked a bit bare. So this is how this one turned out as well. And then I'm just going to be adding in some final touches, adding more of the peach fuzz topper onto this French tip because, again, I thought it looked bare. And then we can go in with our final top coats on all of the nails because, surprisingly, This set is now finished. I know, I feel like this is record time for me finishing the set, and I think it's because this set was pretty simple in terms of the designs, which feels a bit strange for me because I do usually give myself a lot of work to do, but it's a welcome change. I know that in future, my designs and my sets probably won't be this simple, so I will just appreciate it whilst I gave myself less work. And then I will do a final cure of all of my nails for another whole 60 seconds in my big Cocoist infinity lamp. And after that, I'm going to wipe down each nail with gel cleanser and using an individual wipe per nail ideally so that you don't have any transfer of the inhibition layer across the nails. And here is what the set looks like in comparison to my design. When I first made this set and I was finished with it, I wasn't super happy with the outcome, but the more that I've looked at it, especially in daylight, the more I really like it. I think it's quite subtle, but in a really nice way. So please let me know what your thoughts are on this set in the comments below as well. And please like and subscribe if you like this video and would like to see more nail content from me. And until next time, I hope that you have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world.